Hello everyone, Sanonasu, welcome to another Datapack overview, this time on Sanonasu's Floating Islands. A datapack that simply adds in a new sort of world gen for the overworld that pretty much improves on the following. Now, the way to do this is to pretty much have it where you get the datapack, of course, you go to the datapack section under creating a new world, you drag and drop the zip file in, and you're good to go. Now, I don't know if putting it in the following folder here, which you would get from, if we go here, selecting that button, then it'll open up this folder. If doing that will work, I'm pretty sure it will, because it's going to do the same thing and put it under available. I'm just going to go with the actual method it says though, and just drag and drop in here. It'll say, do I want to add it? And I'll say yes. I'll put it to selected now, and it'll prepare itself. We've now got everything we need. Now, it's best to keep to default world type. Structures and bonus chest I think you can change, but for the most part, probably best to keep the actual structures part, and then just maybe set the bonus chest or not. It does say due to generating structures, but due to how it generates structures, these sometimes load incorrectly and such, so I'm sort of just going off of keeping it, hang on though, yeah, turning it off if it bothers, but I'll just go with the default just to show what happens, and we'll go on creative because we're going to be doing a trip around the islands. So we've got the data pack, we've got everything else we need, and yeah, so experimental settings, yes please. The only thing really to consider is the world type being set to default, but the other two, like the bonus chest and structures, you can keep. Otherwise, if you want nether or end ones, you can add data packs for those, as it won't affect this overworld one, but other overworld ones probably will conflict with. So, yeah. And I'm assuming that's for just like changing the world type. Not other additional things like maybe new trees or something, I guess, if they go to certain biomes maybe, or certain mobs, I'd assume. Maybe structures though, structure data packs might, but I don't know for sure. I'm just going to go off the default for this and find out. And it is taking a bit, but we'll find out what happens, of course, with each of the different biomes presented, and how the islands are generated. Okay. And any moment now, we will come across a bunch of islands. So a bonus chest. And we've got a birch forest here. Move over a bit, we've got a bit of different parts of the biome. For the most part, we've now got a mountains biome, we've got some ores, we've got some water from the ceiling, and we're at a lower point, so yeah, so it sort of keeps the consistency of the biomes and typical generation. It's just that obviously they're now split up into islands. A lot more, we've got world gen up at 119. We'll go even higher and assume maybe still up as high as 256. Like how you would typically, unless it is just going to go to maybe the 200s range, I think? Nope. Okay, so the highest we've got here is a block at 209-ish so far. No, even a bit higher. Even higher. At about 225, 226. So, still quite high up. Otherwise, a few biomes are still going to sort of connect to each other, depending on how the islands generate. And I'm assuming certain structures will still appear, but we'll just go to a few biomes. We'll go to, say, an ocean biome, for example. We can't do that, so they do have to be sort of more more normalish, and not adding in fluids or something. Where are we? Are we here yet? I'm just falling from the sky. So we've got a desert and badlands sort of crossover one here. And birch and so on. So go elsewhere, and we'll see what else. Let's see. What else we got? Do we have a chance of mushroom fields? Mushroom islands? Yes, we do. Okay. So mushroom biomes still can generate with this. And let's see. Otherwise, not much else really, I guess, to show. I'm trying to think. Structures. So if we aren't going off biomes, let's see. Mineshaft will do. We're just floating, I assume. Yep. We'll just go spectator. And we can see them at a lower point in the generation rather than much higher up, it seems. Yep, so mostly just at sort of lower levels where you've just got pretty much platforms everywhere rather than anywhere else. We can't search for dungeons, unfortunately, but we can a few other structures. And I assume they'll try and sort of fit within the usual of islands and such. We've still got maybe not a ravine there. So what else we got? Oh, okay, here we go. We've got there's a temple. It's pretty much about as normal as you can get, except obviously a lot more below it for the rest of the structure. So that'll happen. Go to a village and see what happens there. I assume it'll be pretty much the same. It looks like. Oop. Nope, so we just got a floating village. Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, it's gonna stuff up because of the height of the world, so that's not a good sign. Yeah, so certain things aren't gonna generate, so you won't get loot, you won't get villages or mobs in the area surviving for long. That's unfortunate. Now we will test certain things like the witch huts, which are likely to... No, so either just because of the height or because it needs a swamp biome and such, it's not going to. Ruined portals we can. Probably gonna be pretty normal, I assume. Or it's supposed to generate, but it just doesn't. Or it's at that height that I'm at that it's not showing. And no, doesn't seem the case. Alright. What else is there? Biome structures. There's one thing I'm thinking of, and I can't think of what it is. Ah, right, I remember. Dimensions. Obviously, it shouldn't affect them, but we'll just take a look just in case. Just because why not? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll just go make a quick portal, because we don't have any ruined ones. Alright. And we'll get a pretty typical nether, I assume. Yeah. So, as you can see, obviously it only affects the overworld. We've got a pretty typical nether, you can see here. Otherwise though, that's pretty much it. Thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.